Live from Washburn University in Topeka, Kansas, it's KSWU News.
Hi everyone, and thank you for joining us on KSWU News. I'm Kara Potasio, filling in for Carly Willis.
And I'm Sarah Sewell.
Well, March is almost over, but the madness isn't. Sarah Sewell has more on the NCAA tournament.
March Madness is in full swing now, and the NCAA tournament has a few upsets already. Now that it's down to the Sweet 16, a few powerhouses such as KU and Villanova have been eliminated. Senior Paul Smith attended part of the conference that was played in Omaha during the first two rounds of the tournament. Smith got to witness one of the biggest upsets in the tournament thus far.
Well, I'm a KU fan, and so I was going for KU, and Wichita State being KU was a big game for Kansas, and it was definitely surprising that Wichita State beat us because KU is a more powerhouse.
The loss wasn't just a shock to Kansas fans, it was an upset for those with brackets. Kansas wasn't the only team to leave the tournament early. Villanova shocked college basketball fans when the 1 seed lost to an 8th seed North Carolina State 71-68.
Well, Villanova losing really messed up my bracket quite a bit. And then I had KU going pretty deep. Maybe that's wishful thinking, but them losing really messed my bracket up quite a bit.
But even with brackets in disarray, students are still speculating on who can win the Final Four.
At this point, I suppose I'd like to see Wichita win just because they're the only other Kansas team.
Wisconsin has a good shot to beat Kentucky. Kentucky's definitely the favorite, but I think Wisconsin's size and pretty much their capability of shooting and get to the basket anytime they want gives them the ability to have a chance to beat them.
The Sweet 16 will continue playing this Thursday and Friday to determine the Elite Eight. This is Sarah Sewell reporting for KSWU News.
Well, all 11.5 million brackets filled out on ESPN have been busted. NCAA tournament play continues this weekend. The Washburn Athletics Department had held a ceremony for the late head baseball coach Steve Anson before the Washburn's baseball team played Emporia. President Jerry Farley and Assistant Athletic Director for Development Bruce Steinbrock honored Anson with a few words.
Every time from now into years into the future, when anyone sets foot here in this baseball park, they will be in the presence of Coach Anson.
Steve Anson was a true baseball man.
T-shirt with Anson's number 19 on it to his surviving wife Dina and his grandson. Washburn also unveiled a sign in honor of Anson that hangs on Farley Field. Anson's grandson also got to throw the first pitch of the game, and the whole Washburn team wore the number 19 in honor of him as well.
Washburn University's 2015 United Way campaign starts this week. Washburn will participate in 150 hours of working with United Way. The campaign lasts until April 10th and will give students an opportunity to learn about how United Way helps communities all over, including Topeka. Frosted sugar cookies are available for a donation of $1.50 at the Ichabod shop. The donations go towards books for the Young Leader program. United Way t-shirts are also available at a $15 donation. An email of scheduled events will be sent out through the university email. The construction for a new residence hall and dining facility began during spring break. Several parking changes have occurred to allow for the project's progression. The parking area south of Stauffer and the 18th Street entrance off of Washburn Avenue of campus will be closed. Eastbound 18th Street from within the campus will dead end behind Bennett Computer Center. These closures will be in effect for the duration of the project. Washburn will be adding 2 new parking lots to campus as well during this summer. Coming up, we'll meet with a woman who is teaching others about Scottish traditions. Stay tuned.
No more. It's none of my business.
No more. I'm sure they'll work it out.
No more. It only happened once.
No more. He said he was sorry. No more. Why doesn't she just leave?
No more. Not my problem.
No more, but he has such a bright future.
No more he didn't mean it.
No more bystanding. No more ignorance.
No more excuses. No more.
Don't make me throw it down. Don't make me throw it down. Get down. Don't make me throw it down. Don't make me throw it down. Get down.
The inherent right to work is one of the elemental privileges of a free people. Endowed, as our nation is, with abundant physical resources, and inspired as it should be to make those resources and opportunities available for the enjoyment of all, we approach re-employment with the real hope of finding a better answer than we have now.
Donate to Goodwill, where your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community.
Hello and welcome back to KSWU News. I'm Sarah Sewell and I'm here with Dr. Basima Shebley. She's helping organize the event the International House is holding called Sensational Scotland. So thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
How did the event, the Sensational Scotland, come about?
Every year, the International Center of Topeka, housed at the International House through Washburn University, we celebrate a certain culture. Previously, we celebrated many cultures, including India, Middle East, Kenya, South Korea. This year, we decided that Scotland would be what we would like to highlight. And we want to educate our students in the Topeka community about the culture of Scotland.
Well, that is awesome. I heard that there are a lot of events that are going to be going on. Are some of these kid-friendly?
Yes, absolutely. We are going to have a table specifically for children so they can design kilts, color Scottish flags. They will be making, I heard that a unicorn is associated with Scotland, so we'll be making unicorns and monsters. It's a lot of activities for kids.
Well, that will be neat. I also heard that there's going to be some food sampling, maybe even haggis.
Absolutely. We actually made a haggis to test it, and it turned out really good. So we're going to have haggis and much more than that, a lot of Scottish dishes.
That's awesome. What other kind of events will be going on?
We're going to have poetry, a presentation of whiskey, presentation by Dr. Tom Averill in the English department, a presentation on a political presentation about Scotland by Professor Tom Schmiedler in political science. We're having Dr. Gary Baines talk about Scotland through taking the students to Scotland. He was taking students every other year to Scotland to tour the criminal justice system and courts.
Well, that is really neat. Yeah. I also heard that there's going to be knitting and quilting. Okay.
Yes, and I am not expert on knitting in Scotland, but apparently they have a specific type of knitting, and it has to do with color patterns.
Oh, okay. So, yeah. Well, I look forward to that. For everyone that's just now joining us, this is Basima Shebley, and she is helping to host the event Sensational Scotland this weekend. We were just talking about some of the events that will be there. What are you guys hoping people gain from the event?
We are hoping people will gain a full cultural awareness about Scotland this year. Education, but yet entertainment, music, a sample of everything. By the time people leave, I think they would want to plan a trip, if possible, to go to Scotland or go and read a little bit more about Scotland and possibly about Europe. A lot of volunteers are working on this event.
Well, it's very beautiful in Scotland. I've seen pictures.
Yeah.
Where is the event located again?
It's going to be at the Southern Hills Mennonite Church.
Okay. All right. Well, and then I also heard that people are supposed to wear traditional Scottish garb.
Yes, if possible, yes. We're really encouraging people to wear the Scottish folklore type, especially kilts. Anyone who has kilts, you know.
And there's also going to be bagpipes?
Absolutely, and it's played by Dana Morris, and he's well known in the Topeka community.
Yeah. Well, awesome. Well, thanks for joining us, Basima.
Thank you.
I look forward to that event. Coming up, we will learn how Washburn celebrates Women's History Month.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Students, faculty, and the local community are celebrating Women's History Month at Washburn. Several speakers spoke at Mabee Library to talk about the accomplishments and contributions that women have made to American history. Campus leaders also spoke about current ways in which women of different backgrounds continue to make a difference in American society, as well as the challenges women still face in achieving equality, particularly in the workplace. With the spring semester halfway over, arrangements for graduation have started. Washburn seniors are attending the annual graduation fair until 6 p.m. today in the Washburn A and B room for the upcoming spring commencement. Students can order announcements, diploma frames, caps and gowns, class rings, and more. Graduating seniors must confirm their name for how they want it to appear on their diplomas. Seniors can go to the Ichabod shop to purchase caps and gowns anytime if they miss the fair. Coming up, we'll meet with a member of the National Championship Dancing Blues team. We'll be back after this.
All the preparation, the training, it all comes down to this.
To be a winning team, you have to work like a winning team.
We have a job to do out here today.
Some people think it's about muscle, but it's really about heart. A lot of heart.
My team depends on me.
And my team is 50,000 strong. Looks like a lot of work's going into this.
Is what it feels like to be part of a team.
A winning team.
The action team.
Get in on the action at actionteam.org. Are you in?
Here's your check.
Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay.
God, no.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early.
You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome back to KSWU News. I'm Kara Protasio. Joining us today is Amelia Flores. She's a freshman vocal performance major here at Washburn. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so first of all, I guess we'll talk about why we decided to interview you today. You're doing this exciting thing. You're going to get to interview a Washburn alum, Jeff.
Yes.
Jeff Creedy.
Yes.
Creedy, excuse me. And you want to tell us a little bit about his background?
Yeah, Jeff is a Washburn Rural High School and Washburn University alumni, and he's currently performing on Broadway in A Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder. They actually just won a Tony, the entire cast did, but he's coming back, and a few of the vocal performance majors here at Washburn get to prepare musical theater pieces to perform and have him and his wife Nikki critique us.
Okay, so it's very exciting. You get this great guy to come out here, a Washburn alum even, to come and get to critique you. So what are you going to be performing for him?
I and two other students are performing a trio from the musical company. It's called You Could Drive a Person Crazy.
Okay, and what do you play?
Right now, I believe my character's name is April, and it's basically three women complaining to the main character of the musical. Basically, he's a womanizer, and they've all been womanized by him in the past, so they're just kind of venting their frustrations to him.
Okay, so have you ever worked with Jeff before?
He came to my high school a couple times because I recently graduated from Washburn Rural, and he also did a couple workshops here in the past that I was lucky enough to attend.
Okay. So, would you say that he's kind of a role model to you?
Yeah, it's honestly really inspiring, especially as a vocalist, someone interested in the arts, to see someone, especially from Topeka, be so successful in it. It's kind of like a rags to riches, I guess, sort of story, you know. You don't normally see people from small towns making it on Broadway, but he's a good role model for people like us interested in the arts.
Okay. Well, for those of you just joining us right now, I'm here with Amelia Flores. She's a freshman vocal student here at Washburn University, and we're currently talking about a performance that she has coming up. She gets to be critiqued by a former Washburn alum, Jeff Creedy. There we go. So tell me, why are you so? What makes this? What would make this beneficial for you? I mean, you're getting critiqued by somebody who's pretty famous. What are you looking to hear from him?
Well, I'm hoping to hear that it sounds good, at least, but also hoping to get some good feedback. We don't get to, as students here in Topeka, Kansas, perform on a Broadway stage. So it's going to be interesting to see someone who does this professionally and see how they feel about our performances.
Yeah, exactly. And so this is coming up pretty soon. Do you know when it is?
It is during April. I'm not 100% positive on the dates, but it's early April. His family is obviously from Topeka, so he comes back to visit occasionally, so it's going to be during one of his trips back home.
Okay, great. And if you have other friends performing as well,
yes.
Can you tell me how they're feeling about this?
They're very, very excited. I believe most of them, at least the two that I am performing with, are also from Topeka. So going to school in the Topeka area, growing up here, you hear about it because being in not a small town, but in Topeka, it gets around. Word about something like this gets around. I know that there's also an actress from Emporia who was actually Ursula in The Little Mermaid on Broadway. So whenever someone goes on to be successful in the arts, especially since we're involved in the arts, there's no way that we can't know about it and be excited for them to come visit.
Well, great. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
It was great getting to hear and learn a little bit more about the performing arts. All right, coming up, we'll get the latest on sports from Trevin Edelman. Stay tuned.
I believe that home is where your pet is.
And that loving an animal means never giving up on them, never letting them go.
I believe that when you spay or neuter your pets, you help decrease the number of homeless animals.
Because every dog and cat deserves a place to call home.
I believe that I found my best friend at a shelter. And you can too.
We believe that together with Best Friends Animal Society,
We can bring about a time when there are no more homeless pets.
visit ambassadors.bestfriends.org.
Odds of becoming an astronaut, 1 in 13,200,000. Odds of being struck by lightning, 1 in 576,000. Odds of dating a supermodel, 1 in 88,000. Odds of bowling a perfect game, 1 in 11,500. Odds of being trapped in an elevator, 1 in 24,528. Odds of catching a ball at a major league game, 1 in 563. Odds of an injury from shaving, 1 in 6,585. Odds of tripping while texting, 1 in 10. Odds of getting cancer in your lifetime, 1 in 2 men, 1 in 3 women.
It's up to us.
To change the odds for our generation.
For the ones we love. For our future.
If you don't like the odds, stand up. Stand up to cancer.
The Washburn golf team finished in a tie for 8th place at the Central Oklahoma Bronco Invitational. Ronnie McHenry led the team, tying for 4th place overall with 147. Alex Green finished in a tie for 48th overall, and Tristan Apps finished 54th. Washburn will play in the Tennessee River Rumble Intercollegiate Invitational in Loudon, Tennessee, starting March 29th through the 31st. The Ichabod baseball team now dropped from number 19 to number 26 in the latest collegiate baseball poll. Washburn split a 4-game series with Missouri Western last week. The Bods are now 18-5 this season. The Ichabods will return to action with a 9-inning game on Thursday at former MIAA foe Truman State before opening another weekend 4-game series at Lindenwood. The Washburn softball team returns to MIAA play this week as they host Missouri Southern and Pittsburgh State. Both those games will be played at the Washburn Softball Complex starting Friday against the Lions. The Ichabods went 6-2 last week, including a conference doubleheader sweep over Northeastern State on March 17th. The Ichabods were 4-2 at the Missouri Western Regional Crossover, including a 5-0 win over number 14 ranked Winona State. The Washburn softball team is currently 17-10 overall. Well, that's it for sports. I guess there's a little bit more sports going on tonight as the Washburn Intramurals program starts the dodgeball season tonight at the rec center.
Well, hey, I used to play dodgeball at KU, and then I played rec volleyball here at Washburn.
Yeah, it's a fun time. Fun time.
Right,
You ever play volleyball, Karen?
Yeah.
Or dodgeball?
Or dodgeball, yeah. I used to dodge all those balls. All right, well, good luck tonight.
Thank you. It should be fun.
Yeah, should be. Well, if you haven't already, please like us on our Facebook page, KSWU News, and follow us on Twitter as well. We'll see you next week live at 5.